Hello YouTube, I'm back once again, and as you can tell from the title, I want to talk about Kane's imminent arrival back in the WWE. Now, let me preface this a little bit. Let me go back, let me take you all the way back to 1997 and my 1997 review series, which I'm currently going through, reviewing all the old shows. One Night Only is next, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Kane specifically and how he debuted in 1997. Now, spoiler alert for any of you who never saw how he debuted in 1997, but it was hyped up. Paul Bearer said, "Undertaker, you killed your brother. I'm going to bring your brother back then at Bad Blood in the middle of a Hell in a Cell match, the first ever Hell in a Cell match between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels." The lights go out. The arena goes red, and then this ominous music gets down, and then this monster, this huge 6'8" monster Kane in all red and black comes down to the ring, and he's got greasy brown hair, and he's got a mask on to hide his face, and all of his body's covered, maybe apart from one arm. Paul Bearer's by his side going, "Yes, yes, come on Kane, get him, get him." And then Kane comes down to the ring and he rips the cage door off. And he tombstones. Undertaker looks at him. He's like, "Oh my God, this is my brother. My brother is alive. After I thought I killed him, after Paul Bearer said I killed him, he's not. He's alive. Oh my God." And then Kane tombstones him. Shawn Michaels covers the Undertaker and gets the win. What a great debut. They didn't debut him in a match. They didn't debut him with vignettes, with him saying he's going to come. They had Paul Bearer saying he's going to come. We weren't quite sure who it was going to be, what it was going to look like. We had no idea whatsoever. And then when he did come, and he was such a huge force, we were all amazed. As a child, I was about 1997, so I was 9 years old. As a 9-year-old child, I was amazed at what I saw. I was shit scared of Kane. I will not lie to you. When I saw Kane, I thought, this guy's a monster. I do not want to run into this guy. Little kids are scared of the boogeyman. I was scared of Kane. That was my guy who I was scared of. He debuted so strongly back then, and now they are airing vignettes for his return. This time vignettes are important because we already know what he looks like. We know that he's had his mask taken off him. The mask that made him look so important, so scary. They took the mask away from him. A lot of the wrestling fans didn't like it, and we've been begging for a long time, please bring the mask back. And his character sort of been on the downward slide ever since, in my opinion, because you can't take a monster. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, the thing that made him scary, it was the thing that makes Jason scary, it was the thing that makes Michael Myers scary, is that they're big, they're strong, they're imposing, and you can't see the face. When you can't see someone's face, you can't see what they're thinking, and it makes them even more scary. And then when you took that away, no matter what sort of a scary face he pulls, he can look as mean as he wants to down the camera, and he will not look scary. But if he's in that mask, and if the mask covers his face, then that's when you're more scared of him. And because the WWE took that away from him, you lost out. Now, in these new vignettes, here's my segue. We see his mask. Will he come back with it? Will he not? Well, that is what I'm here to talk about in this video. But what I'm saying is, he debuted so strongly back then. What will they do now? The vignettes, this is what happens. You see a match get struck, and he lights the match. It's pretty obvious it's Kane that's lighting the match. Kane lights the match. And then you see a load of quick cuts. So you see little things, but you can't quite tell what they are. It's like some things are getting hit, and then you see a shadow of a man go like, "Ah!" and his arms go up in the "Ah!" and he yelps in pain. So we see the match get struck. We hear the yelp of pain, the yelp of agony, the angst within Kane. Then he punches a mirror, he smashes a mirror, and then you see the mask hitting the ground, and it's in flames. Now, what can these things mean? Obviously, he's lit a match. The match was the thing that goes back to his debut. The way Undertaker originally was supposed to have killed Kane, was in a fire when they were kids. That's where the match thing comes. That's why Kane debuted with a mask, because he'd been hurt in the fire, but he didn't actually die. That was a storyline given. Paul Bearer said that he rescued Kane from the fire, then he raised him as his own because he was his own child and he'd been having an affair with Undertaker's mum. So that's where the fire comes into it. Then we have the Yelp of Agony. I'm going down the direction, or at least one of the directions that they can go in, is that Kane has burned himself again now, purposely. This is what they might be trying to signal in this video, that he's lit the match, he's yelped it, then all the quick cuts so you can see sort of, but you can't see what's going on. Might be the little blurriness of if he is in a fire. Then the yelps of agony, he's burning, and then he smashes the mirror because he can't deal to look at his face anymore. And then the mask that's on fire, he's ripped the mask off his face and he's discarded it to the floor, and it is burning. That might be one of the reasons why they're going with this, is that them now saying he's burned himself again, he's going to come back with the mask, or is that them saying that he's still playing with matches, he's still deranged, he keeps trying this mask on because he keeps trying to recapture his former monster self, but even that's not good because he's discarded it to the floor and it's in flames. People have been saying it's not important. People have been saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he wears a mask or not, because at the end of the day, it's still Glenn Jacobs. Glenn Jacobs is still playing Kane no matter what he wears, so it shouldn't matter. Well, in that case, he could come out dressed as Isaac Yankem. Will that have the same effect? Will he come out looking like a dentist and saying, yes, I'm still Kane, I'm still scary, I'm still the Undertaker's brother? Will that still have the same effect? No, it will not. The look is very important, especially how he debuted. Remember me saying, big, imposing, red and black, danger colours, mask, you can't see his face, you can't see his emotion, totally blank. Now, pros and cons. I am going to concentrate on the cons of him having his mask back, first of all. First of all, doesn't have to sell his face in matches. Like I said, it's more scary when you can't see what they're thinking. And also, in matches, when he's down on the floor, if he's yelping at agony going, Kane's a bit of a poor seller in my opinion when he's doing that stuff. Like, if he has a mask on, he doesn't have to do that, and he can just sell the body part, like, you hurt my neck or whatever, do you know what I mean? Next, another positive is that if he does bring the mask back, you won't be able to see him talking. There's been a few occasions where Kane specifically, you can see him in the ring calling spots in the match, you know, when he's got a guy in a headlock or he's about to whip him into the ropes, big boot, whatever, he'll give him a call, you know, when they're calling spots in the ring. Now, if he has a mask over his face, especially covering his mouth, you won't be able to see him calling the spots. Obviously, you can't see me talking now because my mouth is covered. That is my little example. I don't know why I did that. Obviously, you all know that if a mouth is covered, you can't see what it is saying. Next up, it can be involved in storylines. Kane can now be reliant on his mask again. He might have reburned himself. Now it can be thrown into storylines. People saying, I'm going to come for your mask in the middle of a match. When Kane's got a move on, they've got a pin, some guy can snatch his mask and then Kane will have to go and run out and then he'll lose by DQ. You can throw these sort of things into matches now. It brings in old fans. Now this is a massive thing in my opinion, especially to the WWE. The other things are just for my enjoyment, but the next things I'm talking about is reasons why to the WWE it's important. Kane under his old mask is an image that is very vivid in the minds of old-time wrestling fans. Not old-time wrestling fans of my era, wrestling fans who grew up watching Kane when he first came in. People like to call it old school wrestling, but it's not old school, it's only like 15 years ago, it's not that old in all honesty. It brings in old fans, and if you don't think it does, I'll tell you about a text that I got the other day. I was at Amy's, and I got a text off one of my best mates from when I was a kid, and he texted me saying, Kane's coming back to the WWF now. We speak every now and then, we see each other every now and then, but like, my wrestling fandom is not something that comes up in conversation. We got other stuff to talk about, you know, because, you know, we're all time friends, we have lots to talk about. So my wrestling fandom doesn't come up in conversation. But he was so excited by the fact that Kane was coming back, he texted me saying, oh, Kane's coming back with the mask. So let me know, in case I didn't know, like, oh, Kane's coming back with the mask, it's going to be amazing. And I was like, yeah, I know, I've seen the vignettes. What do you reckon? Because I wanted to know his opinion on it, and he was like, yeah, I'm quite excited actually. Although that sounds sad, I was like, no, that's not sad. I'm excited too. But he's not a wrestling fan, so to him, as a casual fan, he's actually excited to see Kane come back. And I said to him, oh, are you gonna watch it? And he said, yeah, I will be watching it, and I'm very excited. He said he was excited to see Kane coming back. And I asked him, like, when was the last time you watched wrestling? He said he's watched it on and off, but never never all in one go. Like he wouldn't stick around and watch a full show. I wouldn't watch like 2-3 weeks in a row just because he's not that bothered about it anymore. But if he's not that bothered about it, yeah, Kane having his mask back, this little thing is making him want to watch the show. Is that not an important thing for the WWE, that they can bring back old fans, old wrestling fans, and maybe if there are more old wrestling fans coming back, maybe we'll start to get more of things like this. Maybe they'll start to pipe up saying, oh, WWE's not that good, we want more of this stuff. It's all good and well current fans saying, oh, this isn't good, but if fans who used to watch start piping up saying, I will watch again if these things get better, maybe WWE will sit up and take notice. Unlikely as it is, it could happen, and it might, little by little. I work on the theory that every little helps. A lot of people think, oh, that will never happen, they'll never go back to the old days. Maybe they won't get back to the old days, but if they do get that little bit better, then at least it's that little bit better than now, isn't it? And every little helps. Next up on my list, WWE can sell the merchandise. The mask is a very strong image. The mask itself, when I was a kid, I wanted that mask, and I'm sure if they sold that mask, they would sell a shitload of them. They will sell like, maybe not like hotcakes, because hotcakes are pretty cheap and tasty, but they will sell, and they'll sell a lot of them, and they can sell them at live events, they can sell them to kids, they can sell them to adults, they can sell them to old fans, they can sell them to new fans, they can sell them to current fans. They can be used for Halloween. They can sell so many of these Kane masks. And also, the image of the mask on a t-shirt is a lot more impressive than the image of Kane's face, so they can sell a lot more t-shirts, loads of new designs and all that. They can make so much money out of this character, and Glenn Jacobs himself can make a lot more money out of himself with, well, the mask rather than his own face. Let's face it, he's not a good looking bloke, is he? More intimidating, less is more, like I said before. He can look at the camera and he can make these scowly faces, but if he's got the mask, that is just so much scarier, because it's just a blank look. And you can try and intimidate him, but if you are, we've no idea if he's intimidated, because he's wearing a mask, so he looks unshakable. Now, which mask will he use? Will he use the full mask? Will he use the half mask? Will he use the mask without the mouth? Someone asked me to mention it, I've forgotten your name, sorry. But, which mask do I think? I'd like to see the mask without the mouth. Now, I know I said a lot about him talking in matches and you being able to see it and whatnot, and this, if he does bring the mask where there's no mouth and it's like half a face or whatever, then you still be able to see the mouth. That to me doesn't matter. I just think the look of it is so good. I want to see him back in the vest top as well, or like the upper half of his body clothed, like clothed even. A reason why he lost the mask in the first place, people have been saying, is because he couldn't breathe properly. I don't think that's true. I think he might have said in a one-off interview that, oh, it wasn't that easy to breathe in it, but I don't think that was the reason they got rid of it. They got rid of it because it was storyline purposes. Anyway, I blabbered on. I've tailed off a little bit in this video. I can tell this video is probably not going to be as good as my last one, as much as I'd like it to be. What did you think of my video? Did you like it? Did you not? What do you think of Kane, more importantly? Do you think he's going to come back with a mask, or do you not? Oh, let me cover this subject. Kane not coming back with the mask. In the video, he discards the mask to the floor and the mask is on fire. Two very vivid images to blatantly tell the audience the mask is not coming back. Is this going to be a case of the WWE yanking, just dangling it in front of our face and yanking it away? Much like they did with the burlap burlap's sack, where Kane was walking around with Rey Mysterio's mask in a bag. But he told us there was a mask inside, and we all thought, oh, it's going to be his mask, he's going to take it out and put it on, and he took it out and it was Rey Mysterio's mask, and we were all gutted. Is it going to be a case of that? I really hope it's not. This is the end of my video. Please let me know what you think below, because again, like I said in my last video, these videos are not made so I can come on here and tell you my opinions. These, well, they are, but they're also, that's not the only reason. The reason is I want your opinions back. I want to trade ideas back and forth. I want to hear your interesting ideas. On the last one, people came up with some interesting ideas, and as you always do, we're all wrestling fans, we've all got our equally right opinion. These are all opinions, opinions like arseholes, everyone's got one and they all stink. Do you know what I mean? So, let's start the discussion below. Let's get 100 comments on this video. I got on my last one, I've probably got 100 by now by the time this one gets uploaded. So yeah, let me know down below. I'm going now. Please subscribe up above, tell a friend, send this video on to someone. If you've got a mate who used to be a wrestling fan but isn't anymore, send it to them on Facebook, tag it on Twitter, post it on YouTube, on forums or something. Let's get this video out, let's get my YouTube channel out there, because that's what I want. The more people who see my videos, the better, because the more people get to give me their ideas back, and we can keep sharing ideas that way. With that, I'm out. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment below. See you later.